I'm going to keep this straightforward because when you're standing in the home gym aisle, the biggest question is always, will this actually help me get the back I'm after? Or am I just spending space on a fancy piece that sits idle? That hesitation is real, especially when you've already got a few dumbbells, a bench, maybe a squat rack, and you're weighing whether a dedicated row machine is worth the footprint. In the next few minutes, I'll walk through what the Titan Series chest-supported row machine really does in a typical garage gym, where its value shows up, and who should walk away without clicking Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the design philosophy is pretty simple. A chest-supported platform that lets you pull without worrying about your lower back or bench stability, and a long lever arm that extends the range of motion. For anyone who's tried bent-over rows with a barbell and ends up bracing the floor with their feet or worrying about spinal rounding, the chest pad eliminates that whole balancing act. You sit, lock your chest into the padded support, and the machine guides the weight path. That means you can focus on pulling with the lats and mid-back, which is exactly what most lifters are after when they want a thicker, more defined back. Now let's talk about the actual size and how it fits into a real gym. At roughly 65 inches long, 53 inches tall, and 51 inches wide, the unit isn't exactly a compact piece you can slip behind a door. It needs a dedicated corner, preferably on a flat surface that can handle the combined weight of the frame and the plates you'll load. The good news is that the steel construction feels solid enough that the frame doesn't wobble even when you're loading the max 300+ pounds the plate sleeves can hold. The plates themselves slide on a self-aligning rail, which cuts down on the usual clunk you hear when plates hit a misaligned peg. In practice, you'll spend a few seconds aligning the plates, and then you're good to go. No need to constantly adjust the machine during a set. One practical strength that shows up once you start using it is the extra long lever arm. In a typical T-bar row without chest support, you're limited by how far you can pull before the bar hits your torso. With this machine, the lever extends further, so you stay in the pulling zone longer. That translates to more time under tension per rep, which is the kind of incremental benefit that shows up after weeks of consistent training. I've seen lifters who normally do 810 reps on a free weights bar push their sets to 12-15 on this machine because the motion feels smoother and they're not fighting balance. For a hypertrophicus program, that extra volume can be the difference between a plateau and a new growth spurt. On the flip side, the chest-supported angle isn't universally comfortable. The pad is firm and non-slip, which is great for stability, but if you have broader shoulders or a longer torso, you might feel the pad digging into the sternum after a few sets. The manufacturers didn't include an adjustable chest pad, so you're stuck with a one-size-fits-all. For taller users, the seat can also feel a bit low, meaning you might need to adjust the foot platform or add a small wedge to keep your knees at a comfortable angle. Those are small ergonomic tweaks, but they're worth noting before you commit to a space-heavy piece. Another hidden trade-off is the plate loading system. Because the machine uses standard 45-pound plates, you're not tied to proprietary weight stacks, which saves you money if you already own a plate rack. However, the loading mechanism is on the side of the lever arm, meaning you have to step off the machine to add or remove plates. In a busy home gym where you're alternating between a bench press and a row, that can add a minute or two of downtime per set. It's not a deal breaker, but it's a practical point if you're counting seconds in a high-intensity circuit. So, who should actually buy this row machine? If you're a serious lifter who already has a decent squat rack and bench, but you've struggled with maintaining strict form on bent-over rows, the chest-supported design will give you a reliable way to overload the back without compromising lower back safety. It also shines for people who enjoy the feel of a T-bar row but want the consistency of a fixed path. Think of athletes who need to track volume week over week, or bodybuilders who need to isolate the lats for symmetry work. The value comes from the fact that you're getting a full-size, steel-built piece that can handle heavy plates, and the self-aligning rail reduces wear on the weight sleeves over time. Conversely, if your gym space is limited to a small apartment or you're just starting out and rely mostly on dumbbells and resistance bands, this machine may feel like overkill. The footprint alone could eat up the room.